Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 70th episode of World Trigger. Now, last episode, we continued our epic four-way battle, and plenty of people were taken out, three of which were taken out about the same time after, a building kind of collapsed around them. You had pretty much, it was Tsuji, I don't remember their names off the top of my head. Tsuji, Koarai, and Okudera. Yeah, they were all taken out around the same time with that whole thing. And now we're pretty much left with just Kageura, Yuma, Azuma, and Ninomiya. Like, I think those four are the only ones left in this battle. So, yeah, this should be pretty exciting. So let's just get on into it and see how this ends. 3, 2, 1, play. I remember the important character names, like the leaders and stuff, but I'll be honest, Koarai and Okudera never made a big impression on me. Yeah, we also had Emma helping Chica. That was a notable moment. That's actually what took to what resulted in Inukai getting taken down. Really? Are we getting new stuff already? We're not even a minute into the episode and we're already getting new stuff? Wow. Well, my mind's blown. But yeah, I'm not gonna complain. Oof. I mean, Yuma's at a disadvantage, so... Come on, Yuma, do your best. I know it's really gonna be difficult, but... That's a full attack, alright. His shield's breaking. Yeah. Less people to deal with. As Ninomiya. Maybe. But, oh no, I don't want to see a but. Yeah, Yuma, he's gonna bail out soon. He's pretty, yeah, he's out of Trione. Well, that was unfortunate. I didn't think he would get out that quickly. That's a little bit upsetting. Captain's duty. Yeah, we're out of the game, basically. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bothered by losing the bet. Yeah, I don't blame you for losing Yuma. It was a bad situation, but it's just sad. Yeah, you did very well considering the circumstances. It's weird seeing the game continue without our main team in it. That was a little bit savage towards Tamakoma. Yeah, Ninomiya, Kagura gotta be careful with this #1 sniper around. Especially because they don't have the camouflage that the Azuma team does. Wow. Yeah, you just want to jump into a fight and start stabbing people, don't you? Yeah, this is pretty bad stalemate. Like, nobody really wants to make a mistake here. I suppose for your team, but your team wasn't the one I was rooting for. Zero. Okay. Kind of a bit of a anticlimactic end, but and when you only had one attacker left in the battle, I mean, there wasn't much you could really do there without doing something stupid. Yeah, the snow was definitely a hindrance to him. Yeah. You know, you'd think that Azuma would have won this match considering how much strategizing they did. I liked him doing something new. Yeah, he's not the only one training, that's always a thing. Yeah. Basically, stick with your strengths, Mikamo, instead of trying to... Yes. Captain's duty. The title. But yeah, maybe focus a bit more on strategy than trying to be a bit better at fighting. Maybe you're just too hard on people, Hitora. Just food for thought. That sounds fun. The match really did not last very long after our main team lost. Makes sense. Oh, love confession? I'm joking, that would never happen. He likes Chica. Your duty as a captain. They both believe in you as a captain. They wanted you to be their captain, and you gotta live up to that, Mikamo. Of course, Yuma knows what it was specifically. Very weird beep in my headphones. Mikamo always knows what to do next. Okay then. Yeah, they clearly have faith in you, man. Just do your best. Do what you believe in. Hey, Aki. Yeah, not quite the same thing. Oh. Is this part of the bet? Is that what he wanted as a reward? Wasted no time. He ate my taiyaki in front of me. I feel so much pain in my heart. Yotaro, get wrecked. He's just so sad. Okay. If you have to, you know, If you have to experience this, you might as well have it be quick and pain. Minimize the pain. You know, a phrase comes to mind. If you have to eat shit, it's best not to nibble, I think is how it goes. Yeah, don't be so arrogant, Mikumo. All the words in his head. Yeah, don't neglect your personal training, but like the captain is your main thing. You want to be able to guide your team appropriately. That's your main focus. It should be your main focus. Oh. Oh. I was wondering if he was going to ask him, but wow, that would make a difference. Yeah, having an elite like him on our team. We wouldn't have to revolve around Yuma so much, but would he be up for that? I don't think he would. That would really change the dynamic quite a bit. I don't think he would agree to that. But yeah, that could definitely shake things up. Could you imagine Mikumo like being a captain of a squad with Jean on it? Like Jean taking orders from Mikumo. I can hardly picture that, so yeah, I don't think that would happen. All of our girls there are operators. Riding the escalator together because why not? Really can't unsee Yuiga in that shot now. Just, I mean, he's always been there. He's always been really conspicuous in it, but until I actually knew who he was and could like put a voice and personality to it, it didn't stand out as much to me. But now that I do know that character, it's just so blatant in that shot. Just his ridiculous pose. Likes mom's homemade food. Of course he does. Yeah, that's a big thing to ask all of a sudden. It is probably helping for a bit too much. Oh, that's what that was about. Okay, that's what I wanted to ask her. If Jean could join his team. Yeah, there are definitely four-person teams. You can have a team with only two people. That's interesting. Okay. So there's a limit. Okay. You know, hypothetically, if I wanted to have maybe Jean join my team. Oh, really? Yeah, you have to readjust to that. So that's not always the best plan. I do think having Jean would improve our team, though, quite a bit. I still don't think he'll go for this, though. Actually, maybe he will. I think the opening had a bit where it looked like Jean was part of their team, so maybe. You did. He lost a bet over it, so he knows. I mean, Ozma, like, you were not going to be on his level, obviously. Yeah, we probably can't afford to lose anymore. Yeah, but we have a goal in mind is the thing. Well, yeah, he'll definitely continue to improve, but not fast enough. Not enough. I guess, but yeah, definitely true. You want to be pretty good if you're gonna be there. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How much time does he have again? Gradually. Yeah, so we have no idea how long it will be. I thought that was the case, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, we definitely do want to get Replica back. That is another thing for sure. Which, yeah, we're not gonna get Replica back in this first season, are we? We don't have enough time, obviously. Okay, so we did reject it. In other words, I ain't got time for that. Yeah, it was a lot to ask, so no need for Gene to feel bad or anything. Sensei. Well, if they both said it, it might be right. Everybody just did their best in a bad situation. Oh? What do you mean? Did you know he would be kidnapped? Ah, so that's what you were prioritizing. Minimizing overall damage. Definitely can't blame him for that, but I did not want Chica to be in danger. Ah, okay, so that's what that was about. Yes. And yet I will not join your team. I guess that's something. That's something. Yes. Oh? So we are gonna get a new member, it's just not him? Oh, do you mean Hughes? I mean, there's no way they let Hughes do it. I mean, that makes sense if we were kind of building up to that, was showing Hughes all this Mikomo stuff, you know? So that would make sense, but would that be allowed? It depends on how you look at it, really. That's Mikomo for you. Yeah, we're not done yet. Although I don't think we have any more time for matches in the first season. Yeah. Is it? Okay, if that's our strategy, let's go for it. Hughes is the only person I could venture a guess. I don't think anyone else that's not already a part of a team. It'd be funny if Yui got switched to his team, but that they do. Everybody could use the power elite in their life. Oh, oh wow, this is a meeting right here. Plenty of important people. Okay, what's up, guys? Another big attack? Because we don't have time for that. Okay, so it does sound like we're gonna have a repeat situation at this rate. I mean, did we see Anador say that before? I actually can't remember if we mentioned that when we talked to him. Kyuu is the only person I can guess. Unless there's somebody that's not unhappy with their team that wants to switch that we just don't know about. Ow. Yeah, that was all pretty sad stuff. And yet explain with this whole chibi thing. I know. Yeah, we heard about this in the episode itself. Just tell me already, Gene. I must know. You're not gonna say what it is, obviously. Really, Mikamo? I guess you didn't care as much as you thought you did. Is that why I was showing the bags under his eyes before? to foreshadow that? I guess that makes sense. Okay. That was the 70th episode of World Trigger. And this episode, it had a lot less of the battle than I thought it would. Like, it was wrapped up pretty quickly. I mean, like, a couple minutes into it, Yuma gets taken down. Became a stalemate after that, because you only have one attacker left, and a sniper and a shooter. Yeah, you know me as a shooter. So, like, what's gonna happen? Kagura runs around with his weapon, looking around, hey, where's the bad guy? Poof, I got shot. Oh no, and even if that happened, it'd still be a stalemate because Mia's not gonna do that. I mean, if he did, he'd be like, "Hey, where's the sniper? He's around here somewhere." Boom, I'm dead. Like, there was really no way that could not be a stalemate. Honestly, there was just like nothing you could really do unless somebody made a mistake. And since the only people left were leaders of squads, you could generally assume they're not going to be stupid enough to do that. You know, it was funny how basically only leaders were left. Right? Yeah. We had Azuma, Kageura, and Ninomiya. Yeah, once Kuga was out of the picture, it was only leaders left. So, yeah, it was not going to go anywhere from that. So basically, just round the clock, and I believe they said Ninomiya won that. But, yeah, that was definitely, yeah, it wrapped up faster than I expected, basically. And more anticlimactic than I was expecting. I thought we'd have a bit more of a brawl in the episode, especially before Yuma went down, but nah, it just as they kind of talked about, he really didn't have much of a chance there. He was just surrounded by all these elites, the leaders of these squads of basically each class. One's a sniper, one's a attacker, one's a shooter. Like, what are you gonna do, Yuma? You were not in a good position, but he did well, all things considered, definitely. Especially considering how early Mikumo got taken out and how Chica didn't get any points. Yuma really did the best they could. They keep talking about how the team is relying too much on Yuma, and this match didn't really do much to change that, honestly. Mikumo tried, of course, which is good. Chica tried, of course, which is good, because, Chica fired at people. It just didn't work out, but she did try, Everyone's making an attempt, and that's what matters, I guess. This isn't the kind of show where somebody makes an overnight change of personality and suddenly they're much better at everything. That's not what this show does. So, it's going at the pace you could expect. And then, they give their commentary on, post-match commentary, which is, fine, nothing too shocking about any of that. A lot of it had to do with Azuma and their preparations, because they got to choose the map, they had their white camo, they had strategies, the snow wasn't only to impede movement of their enemies, but to kind of draw them into certain areas like buildings. Ikimo kind of fell for that one pretty thoroughly. But it's not like he made a big mistake there. It's just, there was no real good option there. But that is what led to him getting shot through the building, which nobody could really expect or predict because they commented on how uncommon that is to shoot through buildings to hit somebody. So, I mean, Mikumo didn't really make a... I wouldn't really blame Mikumo for getting out as quickly as he did. That was just kind of bad luck to a degree. But yeah, just Azuma had the advantage there. They did pretty well. And Hinamiya is just a really good squad in general, and Kageura is a very good person individually. So, everyone did their best, basically. I don't really have much more to say on the overall match, aside from it's a bit unfortunate that Kamakoma 2 lost, but at the same time, from a, storytelling perspective, it is good to have your main team lose once in a while, so, so it has a bit more suspense to the matches. So, in a way it's good, but it's just you never really like to see the people you're rooting for lose, so it's always a bit of a mixed bag there. And I'm not a reviewer, so I do prioritize wanting to see the people I care about do well, if that makes sense. But yeah, Jean lost the bet, which is the Taiyaki really all that he just wanted as his prize? Is that really what he wanted? Because that's kind of funny if that's really all he wanted, especially when Jean was dangling the trigger in front of him. However, a big thing with the episode was that Mikumo wanted another person in his group, in his team, specifically Jean, and that, Hughes is my guess as to who Jean was gonna recommend be good for Mikumo. And I have a lot to support that, because that would make sense why Jean kept talking about the whole trigger thing, because obviously Jean can see the future, for one thing. That's always a good thing to keep in mind. And you had Hughes, and if he got the trigger, he could actually use it in the matches together with Mikumo. So, and also, he would only get this if Jean lost the bet, and the bet was the match. And if Mikumo lost the match, he would be more down in the dumps and feel more of a need to have additional power in his group. So because of that, Jean's a smart person with this whole future predicting, strategizing thing, because that all came together nicely. If in fact Hughes is the person that he thinks would be a good fit for his team, then all that fits together very nicely. So that's why I can't imagine any other prediction other than Hughes being the person he's talking about there. And to add on to that, that would make sense why he wanted Hughes to watch the games to begin with, because if Hughes is going to join his team, he's got to see what Mikumo's team's all about, develop some sort of emotional connection to it, for lack of a better way to put it. So yeah, it all makes sense now if that was the end game to this overall plan. Because Jean's a good strategist because of his side effects, so yeah, I'm pretty confident in my prediction on that one. It is a bit of a shame that Jean won't join, but yeah, like I really have trouble envisioning him as part of their team. So yeah, this is for the best probably. It makes sense. And then we had a meeting of very important people. I think we had Kazuma and Miwa there. I'd have to look at that, but yeah, I think we had both of them there, and then plenty of the higher ups, and Jean, of course. And Arashiyama was there as well. Oh yeah, this case Tachikawa is there. Yeah, so basically everyone that matters is there, really, as far as leadership-ish roles go. But yeah, they talked about a potential second attack from the neighbor world, which would be bad because we haven't really fully recovered from the last one. And if you consider the filler stuff canon, then we had all that stuff to deal with too. So, that was a thing. But we really don't have time to deal with that. That was episode 70, and we have episode 71, 72, and 73 left. That's not a lot, so obviously this was based off of a manga that's still ongoing, so the story's nowhere near complete. We gotta continue to rank up in the rank wars. We got to go be selected for the away missions. We've got to find Chika's brother and Mirai Hatohara, I think her name was. We gotta figure out what that was all about. We may or may not have a neighbor attack to deal with here that we're talking about here. And if that's the case, we got a lot of stuff to deal with. I have no idea how far along the manga is in that regard. I'm sure it's at least a decent bit past the anime at this point. Because the anime stopped airing in 2016. Like, it went from 2014 to 2016. But we're in 2019 now, so I think it's safe to say... Actually, now that I think about it, I think I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, the manga actually went on hiatus, didn't it? So actually, I'm not sure how far along we would be. But I'm sure we're more far along than the anime is at the very least. I just couldn't possibly venture a guess. I know people that watch these videos would probably know better than me, because I know there's some pretty big World Trigger fans out there that really follow that stuff closely. So, maybe you could give me an idea of how far ahead the manga is without spoiling anything. But yeah, it'd be great if we were able to get a bit more of that adapted, and I think we will once we get far enough for it to make sense. Where we don't have to be doing these filler arcs to make up for that. Because that really was a very awkwardly placed filler arc, in my opinion. Like, we were so close to the end of the season, we just had that shoved there right before, like, one more match, Well, I don't know what the last 3 episodes will be about. Maybe we'll be able to squeeze another match in there. It's technically possible. If they don't want to make it super long, then we could fit one more match into there, technically. But I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure, actually, either way. But the point is, there's a lot more to the story that's not going to be covered in the anime. And I hope that it does at some point, because I would obviously watch that if that was the case, if and when that becomes a reality. But yeah, I think that's all I really got to say on this one, so see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.